Welcome, 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 boys and girls. This is a Bullet Brawl. It is Thursday, which means it is a party. It's a party on the internet, not a party in your mouth. That's Skittles, okay? Oh, wait, that's not Skittles. That's something else. But party in your mouth sounds like something you'd want to be a part of, right? At least in these settings. So let's make a whole bunch of big trades. I'm not sure this position is any good for me. I actually mouse slipped, to be perfectly honest with you. Did not mean to play the Caro Kann, but we're here now, and we must play the Caro Kann. There is no longer a choice in the matter. And I'm going to try to avoid that trade if I can. He wants to take on f6. I'll go ahead and let him do it if he wants it. He says nay, so I'll back up and unpin my knight and bring my knight in here to d5. Looks pretty fancy schmancy to me, although I do obviously have to be very careful here. I'd like to take the b2 pawn, but that's probably not a good idea right now. Need to continue to defend against the potential threats that he has. Obviously a strong player here, one that we are familiar with here in the Bullet Brawl setting that is Thursday. Let's hope that I can get a win here, because I've definitely had some bad sessions against this particular player. This just feels so good. I gotta do it, Hollywood. I'm not even sure it makes any sense at all, or that it will even work out. But I felt like sacrificing a piece, and so I did it, okay? Okay, just lay off. Bishop to c4 is just crushing for him right now. Oh, he didn't play it. Well, we'll happily be happy that he didn't do that, even though I'm still not happy at all with the position I've created for myself here. But he's going to check on e6, and I'm going to have to take it. I'm going to trade and then play f4, still surviving momentarily. I say momentarily because I don't like the way I've played this game at all. Don't expect to be surviving for too much longer. But as long as I'm in the game, then we will go ahead and play. That's for sure. That's fine. He can give a check if it makes him feel good. Oh, it makes him feel more than good. He's basically checkmating me at this point. But I say basically because it's not over yet. If he takes on h7, I move my knight, and I have not... Oop, he allowed checkmate. We are happy that I had this trick coming. I saw this idea of taking on f2 a little while ago. That's the only credit I get here, but he's not happy with that for sure. It felt like he should win, and he was likely pretty happy with his attack. But of course, I can't not accept a rematch. You know me, I have to play at least more than one, even though that doesn't always bode well for me when I open up that door, because usually I lose this one if patterns and history repeat. And in losing this one, that makes me have to play another one, because we all know I have a huge ego and I can't go out not being on top. So that might end up leading to multiple games if I lose the one after that, and who knows, before you know it, we're in for an all-nighter, and not the good kind, right? So he'll make a big trade. Aha, he doesn't want the big trade, but now I can play f4. Castling short with this g5 extension is not so common. And by not so common, I sort of mean not so good. But okay, it's still going to be funky. He's going to take on b3, and maybe we just don't even care. We just go for this awesome exchange sacrifice and just try to crush him over here on the king side. Again, that's also was probably a little bit questionable on my part. Ooh, I can take and then play. I could have taken and then played for knight into d5, but okay, I didn't see this. Am I losing a second exchange? Well, this is just getting worse and worse, isn't it? If I play knight check, takes, he takes g4, I take on g7, probably no bueno if I move the queen, and then he takes on f1, he's taking with a tempo, so still this doesn't seem to be working out today, does it? And as I said, the pattern that would likely repeat would be that I would lose this game. Now, isn't it just a repeating pattern? Frustrating that I always do this to myself, right? Doing the same thing and expecting different results. The definition of insanity, as you all know, as you're all likely well aware at this point. And so he's going to give this check, and I'm going to just run up here and potentially survive the fight, at least for now, even though it's not so good for me at this point. Oh, really? Okay, that's a little bit of a surprise. Well, now I'm winning back material. The problem now is simply time, which is not good. Not good at all, in fact. I just don't have enough time at this point. Well, that's too bad, because I would have somehow managed to make a comeback in this game. But as it turns out, it's just not to be today. And I'm doing my best to checkmate him in time. OMG, I just checkmated him with 0.2. That was amazing. I gave up that exchange for what would actually be dangerous. I wonder if I didn't have something even better in the early middle game. Let's go ahead and back this thing up. Take a look at it, juvenile style. So this G5 extension is normally accompanied with the castle's long approach and capturing on E5 or castle short, but usually you go for this endgame where white has the two pieces and black has the rook and two pawns. It's a common Mises situation. But this is not good for him at this point. No, he just sent me a message that said that this better not be going into one of those vids. I'm sorry, Julian, buddy. I know we've had many balls, but this is going into the video because it's too late for me to be recording. That would be called wasting time. Wasting time is money, baby girl. That's right. F4, and I just wanted to get an attack going. He played D5. One of the ideas against this shot is to sort of let them take on C4, and then it's like a reverse pin. Right now my pawn is pinned, and if he takes, it's a reverse pin. But that didn't work out, because if I play knight e4 here, he plays c3, and even if I take a6, he wins the b2 bishop, which I didn't like, so I decided to go for this. But now, of course, it makes sense that I might even... Maybe I needed to just move the rook. But okay, perhaps this whole thing is just too much. I'm just being too aggressive. At this point, taking on d5 seems like a fun idea, but at the end of any sort of capture twice, he has queen c5 check, picking it up. Which was, of course, his idea. He saw that, so of course he gets full credit. The attack is definitely dangerous for him, but I can't afford to miss knight e3 as I did. You know, maybe something like queen g3, and if takes, c3 takes, check, I move, and maybe I still have some attacking chances. I also thought about ideas with e6, but it just doesn't seem to be working. At least not now, so I was getting myself under time pressure, but even with everything that happened, he was still in kind of a mating net over here and managed to... And even in a real game, you know, despite the time, this position is not easy for black. I mean, if he tries to guard the pawn on f7 within a rook move, I can maybe try to win back some material. So probably with best play, you'd think black should be better here, but it wasn't going to be so easy. And now, of course, he's losing, completely lost, and as we all expected, I should and would lose on time, but somehow, some way, managed not to, and I am thankful for that. This brings today's Bullet Brawl to an end here. FIDE Master Julian Landaw, thank you for playing. Thanks for coming, everybody. Don't forget to tip your waitress. See you around on Chess.com, and follow me on Twitter if you want to join the party.